Hi and welcome to August 2007 Patreon video. I'm just going to update you on what you can expect this month. So this month I did a lot of work on the hand drawing lesson. I did a lot of drawing, a lot of writing, and little by little I'm working it out, trying to work all the pieces out together. So it's not ready to be sent off completely. I'm still trying to piece all the information out. But I did get a lot of drawing done on the subject. So for example, you can take a look at these. Here we've got fingers and hands and blocks and the way that fingers work and arcs of the hand and hand movements and stuff like that, hand gestures, where the knuckles should and shouldn't be, stuff like that. So that's what I worked on mostly throughout the month. Just writing and drawing and writing and drawing and finding out what I ought to draw, how to draw it, getting a lot of reference for that sort of thing. So it was pretty tricky stuff. So I'm still working on that. So hopefully you could expect that that information will eventually be coming out in my newsletter first, and then it's going to come out on the website officially once everything is all written up. Okay, so moving on to something a little bit different. It doesn't seem like there's going to be a lot of artwork this month, but there's been a lot of work being produced this month. So let me explain what I mean. So I opened myself up last month so that I'm available for coaching up to 5 people. 2 people have already taken me up on it. There's 3 slots left. So I decided one of the things that I was going to do for my Patreon page, the description, because as of the time of this recording, it's just kind of almost a big wall of text, right? And nobody wants to read a big wall of text, especially on Patreon. So what I wanted to do was to make my Patreon description visual. And the reason I wanted to do that is twofold. One, I've been reading some books which I think I'll be making recordings of, reviewing. But I've already kind of sort of done this already with one book, which was the sketchbook, the sketch note book, where they were kind of talking about how memory works, how retention works, and it was talking about drawing and using drawing in order to retain information better while taking notes. So, and then being able to observe and put things together, that kind of visual thinking while taking notes increases retention. But there's other books that talk about putting down information in order to get information across. It helps to be able to be visual because of our how much of the visual input, or how much of the process in our brains is dedicated to just processing visuals. So it convinced me that, yeah, having a big wall of text, not so much. You know, it's kind of like those infographics where it's just on a glance you get to see a lot of the things. So I kind of wanted to preach not preach, but do what I would preach. Use drawing in order to communicate clearly, and in order to be able to explain what I do without a big wall of text. Just have it be visual. Do it through pictures, because hey, I'm an artist. I could do that, and therefore make it more entertaining, easier to understand, easier to read. So what I did was I made these little pages that I'm slowly, little by little, posting up on the website, on the Patreon page, instead of my description. And so that way, and you can see it kind of grow, because I'm kind of posting it up as I finish it. I'm just kind of replacing what's already there with these pieces. of work that I did, as long as they make sense to put them in, you know, and they're clear. I'm just slowly replacing the writing with the artwork. Also, I've did a lot of soul searching about who I am and what I do. And what I do, where I often say this, and I say it on Patreon, and I say it on my videos when I remember to do so. My goal in life, no matter what I do when I'm talking to people in general, as in conversation, um, even I mean when I'm not even trying. What I mean by my goal in life is just that that's what I just tend to do without even thinking. Um, is empowerment, empowering you, trying to get you to stop thinking negative, stop beating yourself up, stop thinking about how it's somebody else's fault or blah 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 or passing the guilt and that sort of thing, and start taking charge of your life, and do what you need to do to make your life better, uh, if possible. But I tend to do this, talk about it mostly about when you're doing financial things or when you are drawing specifically as an artist. How do you become empowered? How do you um, do what needs to be done? What can you do for others through your art and that sort of thing? So that tends to be what I enjoy doing, what I tend to talk about. In fact, the the superhero stuff that I love to read is because there's an empowerment theme within that. There's a person that does the right thing, and through doing the right thing is meant to be a an example for others on how to live life and how to lift yourself up in spite of all the adversity. That's why I like science fiction specifically. I like cyberpunk because of kind of like one of the main themes, besides what is humanity in cyberpunk, is this fight against the little man versus the machine, the corporations or the institution that's bringing everybody down, and usually is done with uh, deck like hackers and stuff like that, like the little guy being able to fight the good fight, and using technology and using hacking and that sort of thing, and I always found that to be very appealing to me, because it's almost like having a little guy with. It's almost like being a little like a wizard in a high tech world, and which is one of the reasons why I like fantasy is for again there's wizards and magic, and that's a form of empowerment for somebody to be able to deal with a fantastical world. So there's all these themes that always come back over and over in my life, about empowerment. So what I tend to do is a lot about empowerment. Get up and keep going and fight the good fight, and you could do it, and you can learn how to do this, and you can learn how to do that, and you can. So, however, how do you draw that? How would I want to, through my art, through my Patreon website, how do I do that? Coaching is one. As I said, I'll talk about that in a little bit. But the other thing is that it also has to be fulfilling to me as an artist. What do I want to draw all the time? Because the more I've drawn stuff on Patreon and things like that, the more I started realizing what I liked. So, like to draw. So for example, I was drawing postcards, and I'm still going to continue drawing postcards as soon as I'm done with the poster giveaways, which there's only 2 more giveaways, this one and next month. And then I'm going to start handing out postcards again, and I may do another poster giveaway of a different type of poster, but I'll talk about that when I get my hold of some. But when I was doing the postcards, I realized that some of the things that I was looking forward to drawing and some of the things I wasn't looking forward to drawing when it came down to actually drawing. And when I just sat down and decide and really thought about, asked myself the question, what is it that if I could do for the rest of my life, what would I draw if for the rest of my life I didn't have to be concerned about earning money drawing, working on a studio, just drawing for me, for my own sake? What do I really enjoy drawing? And the conclusion that I came to is that I like to draw little cute, chibi characters, male or female, it doesn't matter. I like that. I think it's fun. It's fun for me. That's why I like drawing the Black Terror Kid stuff, the Black Terror Kid cartoon. So I like doing that. So that's one of the two things that I like doing is chibi, little cute little people. And another thing that I like to draw is pretty girls. As you can see, I like to draw pretty girls. That's why I have the representation of the artist in the Patreon pages that I did here as a pretty girl. And so because I enjoy doing it, it's fun for me because it's pretty. I like cute. I like pretty. It makes me high. I think it's because it shoots the little endorphins or the whatever it is that get a little endorphin booster. Whatever it is that chemical that gets shot in your brain. I think that's what happens. Kind of like when you look at kitty cats on the internet or babies, you just get that, I think that's what it is. So, but I know that I like doing that. So, knowing these two things, and at the same time realizing that I just don't have enough time to do, say, a Black Terror Kid comic book and really have it like become what I would have loved it to become, which was, have a big audience, and then I can just draw the Black Terror, and it'll be fun to draw, and just having to do all these fun little jokes and adventures, which I have a lot of written down already. I realized that I wasn't going to be able to do it justice because it takes me so long to do anything, like just doing these Patreon pages, which I still have another maybe 4 or 5 left to do. It's taking a very, very long time. Plus, on top of that, I need to do a cover for my wife's next novel. So it's taking time to do these things. And I realized that I just didn't have enough time to make creative fan base. So I decided that instead of I'm semi abandoning Black Terror Kid, not completely because of what I'm about to say, and that is that I am going to, instead of doing Black Terror Kid, I'm going to join forces with my wife. She writes novels. She writes mostly urban fantasy novels where it's some kind of it takes place in some type of modern era, from World War II down to just today. And there's usually some element of magic. There's a wizard in it, or gods, or fairies, or something. So that's kind of the genre, and all her characters are female. So I thought, okay, so I like drawing pretty girls. If I join my wife and team up with her and just kind of start drawing her characters, I'm drawing pretty girls. But that's not enough for me because I wanted to do something like the Black Terror Kid that's just fun and funny and, lighthearted and goofy. So I asked her if it would be okay if I was to take her characters and put them in an alternate universe, uh, almost like a Mad Magazine type of parody version of the characters, but they're still going to be the characters. They're not going to have parody names or anything. They're going to be the characters, but they're just going to be in a more lighthearted, goofy universe where all her characters kind of have like an organization, a little team, and they have adventures through time and space, uh, saving people and that sort of thing. So it's like in the multiverse kind of a thing, time and space kind of a thing. And it's going to be silly and goofy, and it's going to, like I said, involve all her characters, including the male characters, which will all be drawn chibi, only because I'd much rather draw chibi than grown men, because grown men aren't cute to draw. They're not cute and cuddly. So, and I think that's in part too, because I'm surrounded by little kids all day long. Well, I have 6 kids, and I just love to grab them and hold them and hug them. So I kind of want to, and that's what I liked about Black Terror Kid, was because they reminded me of my kids, and it was fun to be with them. So I still kind of want that. So I'll find it's, believe me, I made an excuse as to why all the men are kind of cute in the comic. And on top of that, I'm working with the existing fan base that my wife already has, which is really kind of big, and it gives me the opportunity to not have to be super consistent bringing out comics because I can't. So if I am able to do comics about her characters, have fun, do something lighthearted, and then send it to her audience, which already likes that stuff anyway, and just kind of make light fun, and I'm going to make it so that you don't have to read her books to get the jokes, then that's what I'm going to start heading into. So as soon as I'm done with this Patreon pages, that's what I'm going to start. And I'm going to be doing covers for my wife as well. And all of these things will have, hopefully, the theme of empowerment and helping others help themselves and things like that, which is what I like to do. Even the Black Terror Kid comics that I'd write are exactly about that, if only the antithesis of what an empowered person might be in the eyes of the Claw, while showing what an empowered person looks like in the Black Terror Kid. Because the Claw is always defeating himself because he's always negative, and he's always finding blame on everybody, and he's always going to lose because he's making himself lose. And that's kind of the theme of the Black Terror Kid, is this empowerment theme, and I kind of meant it specifically for little kids who are similar to one of my sons who was really negative, and he was always saying that he can't, and the moment you say something like that, it becomes true. Because you say you can't, you don't try, therefore you didn't, and you just proved yourself right. So that's kind of one of the themes in the Black Terror Kid, is the underlying theme of empowerment in the Black Terror Kid comics that I wrote. So all of that is, again, in even the drawing website stuff that I write, is also empowering you to take up the challenge of being able to draw. And don't say that you can't just because you're not talented, because it has nothing to do with talent. It only has to do with work. Again, this all comes back to empowering you, taking charge. Notice it's all in your head, and the mindset is about doing. You may not be a master, but you can do something. Don't blame it on somebody else, because the moment that you blame somebody else, you have no power. Give yourself the responsibility to stand up for what you need to do. So that's kind of like what I always talk about when I'm in conversations with people at parties and all this other stuff, that it inevitably comes around to that. So that's, to me, my purpose is to lift people up and empower them. And at the same time, I do this through drawing pretty girls and chibi, cute little chibi guy people. Um, and if that sounds good to you, then thank you for supporting me, because that's what I try. I try to do in everybody's life. Try to be positive and try to do what I can. Uh, Concerning the coaching that I've been doing is great. I've got, like I said, 2 people who I am coaching, and they are really enthusiastic, and it's a lot of fun. And what when it comes to these posters, I'm probably uh, I haven't put their name into the hat, and it's because I'm just going to offer them a poster if they want one. The tier for being a coached is a little higher than everybody else's, so I didn't think it'd be fair to include them into the drawing, because they dominate. They dominate. So I might as well just give them a poster, and let somebody else actually win a poster. And speaking of, today's winner of these 2 Simpsons posters is, let me check. Let me make sure I got the Lucas, of course. Lucas, you, I think I'm saying it right. Lucas, you have won the one of the 2 Simpsons posters. Let me know which one you want. It's either this one or this one, and they are very, very big. They're about so big, you can't even see. You can't even about. They're bigger than this. Okay, they're bigger than I can even show in my. They're big posters. So just heads up, just to let you know, they're enormous. And they will, and when I send them out to you, I do sign them and I draw a little picture. Just thought I'd let you know. All right, so that's today's giveaway winner. This is the second to last giveaway. Next month will be the last giveaway, the last poster giveaway that I do. And then after that, I'm going to start going back to giving away postcards to everybody. Whoever wins can win multiple times. On top of that, I will be doing another Simpsons poster giveaway, but it won't be these posters. There'll be different ones. And they will be 11 by 17. They're going to be much, much smaller. But they will be official limited edition Simpsons posters as well. But for a while I'm going to do a postcard or so. And the postcards will be about either they're going to be a little chibi character, or they're going to be a pretty girl. Because I've decided that if I'm going to draw something on my own for myself, and by for myself I mean to satisfy my desire to draw on my own time. But it won't be for myself, because it will always have the empowerment theme to it. So that I'm always going to be trying to find a way to make it something uplifting, something encouraging. If I'm going to be drawing something on my own time, I'd rather be something that I'm very enthusiastic and happy to do, rather than have something that feels like work, because that's sometimes what it feels like when I'm at work drawing on the show. Okay, so thank you so much for everything. I will be not only making videos like the ones that I tend to do, which is a how to draw video sort of thing. But I'm going to attempt to start doing a little bit more day in the life kind of videos where I show you my daily routines. Um, you get to know me, maybe even my family and my kids a little bit better. Show you what it takes to be doing what I do all the time and doing the work. And I don't know if you could hear it, but my kids are yelling downstairs really, really loud. They're arguing. Yeah, so it's just the way it is in my house. Like I'm recording this, but my kids are down there, and sometimes it's just chaos, chaos, chaos. So yeah, so you're gonna get to see. Probably you're gonna see them more and more. I have this camera that I just recently charged, which is the reason why it's plugged in. I'm being much more candid now because I got to get used to being this candid, because I'm going to be using this to start showing you things. One of the things I've been dying to do is to show you the day in the life from the morning I wake up, from the moment I wake up all the way down to the moment I go down for bed. Unfortunately, I won't be able to bring and take in the camera and show you my office, show you the work and all that other stuff. I will probably drive to my job and show you the building ish, show you me going in and that sort of thing, but you're not gonna see me. I'm not gonna go into my office and show you all that stuff, or what my day looks like when I'm there. I'm just gonna talk about it because I don't want to get in trouble. David Silverman can do it, I can't. So, but in general, I'll give you a gist of the type of things that I work on and how I work and what I do, and what my schedule looks like, and how do I approach drawings, and and all kinds of stuff. I mean, hopefully when I do this sort of thing, when I start showing you this sort of thing, it'll be interesting and exciting, and one of the reasons I'm thinking of doing this is because I've seen videos of other artists do this, and I found them to be very intriguing and interesting, and but hopefully the idea here is to be educational in some way, to show you what can be done, and through example that there is time to do these sort of things. And it can, and it doesn't take anybody special. It just takes a little bit of extra planning. Okay, so thank you so much for everything. Thank you for being my patron. Thank you for watching this incredibly long video of me talking about my life, which feels kind of weird. I don't know if I'm boring you or not. It always seems weird to be saying things, my thoughts and my feelings, and why I'm doing what I'm doing. But it seems like there's some vlogs out there that's what happens, that's what they do, and I personally don't find them boring. I find them interesting, and so because I guess people are interested in people. Who'd have thunk? So again, man, I said thank you so many times for being my patron. I love you guys. Seriously, thank you. And I'll see you next time. I was going to say see you next month, but I may make a vlog before this is over. Before the month is over. So you may actually see me doing something similar to this in a different way with different sound that doesn't sound as well. So please bear with me. Later. So, bye.